guess it was the quality.
That's it.
Got Stu's sign right here already.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what to say on this lawsuit. I think it means just handing it over to.
Okay, we're live on Red, and welcome to this Pittsburgh City Commission meeting, December 14th, 2021. And I'd like to ask everyone to please stand and flag salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll have the reorganization of the Board of Commissioners. But first, I'd like to recognize the outgoing commissioners.
You got a picture there.
Oh,
That's
yes.
comment.
I-
I'm sorry.
Do we want to do Isaac first?
No, we usually do him during public input, which
Okay.
will be after the
All right.
seating of the new commission.
All right. The reorganization of the outgoing commissioners, Larry Fields and Patrick O'Brien. I'd like to make this presentation to Larry as an outgoing commissioner. Thank you for your service. We appreciate your time and effort. And
Thank you.
I hope you have a good endeavor from here on.
I plan to.
And if you'd like to say anything, I'd sure appreciate it.
All right. It is a pleasure and an honor to serve the citizens of Pittsburgh, and it really is. I want what's best for the citizens and for all of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is doing well. You can always hear some people that don't think it's doing as well or can always do better, but it's doing very, very well in every aspect. It's got great employees, great city leadership too. It really is. You can look around and see cities that are on their 5th and 6th city managers and different things in a 5 and 6 year period. You have good staff here, good employees, and really good place to live. It's an honor to serve the citizens, and I wish only the best for Pittsburgh. I will be living here and staying here. There's no changes in anything I do. I intend to do just as basically what I've been doing, and it's, again, thank you, the citizens, and thank Pittsburgh.
And I'd like to recognize Patrick O'Brien for 14 years of service.
Oh, my goodness.
And,
That's what I said.
thank you so much, and we
Thank you,
appreciate
Cheryl.
your dedication.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to start off by thanking the citizens of Pittsburgh that allowed me this privilege to serve for them for these number of years. Tammy says it's 14, so we'll go with that. I appreciate the trust that they've put in me. I know that every decision that was made maybe doesn't please everyone, but I guarantee that every decision that was made by me was made for the welfare, what I thought of, the betterment of Pittsburgh. I'd also like to thank the city employees. Without them, the city of Pittsburgh wouldn't be what it is today. From Darren to Jay, the whole heads of the department, and every person that works with them. We've got a great staff, and I think they sometimes don't get thanked the way they should. And I might suggest that whenever you come upon a city employee at the grocery store or church or out running around, you might stop and say, thank you. I appreciate what you do for me. I'd also like to thank all of the city commissioners that I've worked with over these years. We have had our differences, but we've always tried to retain decorum and consideration of each other. We make a lot of decisions up here, and I think that it's important that as we move forward, we remember to treat each other with respect. One of the decisions that I'm most proud of is the decision that I helped make 9 years ago when we hired our city manager. I think that Darren deserves a lot of credit for where the city is today. Maybe not all of it, because he is smart enough to hire good employees to back him up. But I really appreciate what you've done, how you've guided us, the professionalism that you handle in your position. And I want to say thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
I'll see you.
Thanks, Larry. All right, I'd like the 3 incoming commissioners to stand up front here.
Thanks.
Don McNay, Stu Height, and Dr. Ron Segley.
Would you raise your right hand and repeat after me? I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and faithfully discharge the duties
and faithfully discharge the duties
of City Commissioner
of City Commissioner
for the City of Pittsburgh, Kansas.
for the City of Pittsburgh, Kansas.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Musical chairs.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, everyone. Glad to have you on board. Now, item 3, moving on, is mayor elected from the members of the governing body.
I'd like to nominate Commissioner Brooks as mayor for City of Pittsburgh.
Second.
It's been moved by Don, seconded by Stu. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, thank you. I do appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and faithfully discharge the duties
and faithfully discharge the duties
of mayor
of mayor
for the City of Pittsburgh, Kansas.
for the City of Pittsburgh, Kansas.
So help me God.
So help me God. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, let's see. Now, number 5, recognition of outgoing Mayor Chuck Mancell. Chuck is with us by phone, and Chuck, can you hear us?
Yes, Cheryl.
All right. I would like to recognize Mayor Mancell with this gavel presented to Chuck Mancell for mayor for 2020 and 2021. You've always been a voice for the people, Chuck, and we appreciate you for that. And thank you for always asking the hard questions and making the people of Pittsburgh feel like they're somebody. We'd like to thank you for your dedication and wish you well. If there's anything you'd like to say, I'd sure appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Cheryl, for them kind words. And yes, I would like to say a few things. I just want to thank the citizens of Pittsburgh for giving me the opportunity to be their mayor for the past year. It's a great honor. I've had a little accident that keeps me from the meeting tonight, but I'm working hard to get back and get back in shape, and I'll be back there working hard for the citizens as we continue. Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you. We appreciate it. All right. Move my paper for that. All right. The next one is the president of the Board of Commissioners elected from the members of the governing body. I'd like to nominate Ron Segley as president of the board for the upcoming year. Is there a second?
Second.
Chuck, do you want to vote? Or do you?
Yes. Just a call for a vote, Cheryl. I'll vote with you.
All right. So it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor? Which
Aye.
is the 3?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? All right. Ron, you're the next president of the board.
Thank you.
I do solemnly swear
I I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of
and the
Kansas,
Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and faithfully discharge the duties
and faithfully discharge the duties
of President of the Board
of President of the Board
for the City of Pittsburgh, Kansas.
for the City of Pittsburgh, Kansas.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
All right, moving on to the public input. Isaac Jung with College Heights United Methodist Church, if you'd like to give the invocation.
Hi, good evening. My name is Isaac Jung, and I'm serving Pittsburgh College Heights United Methodist Church. Good to see you all, and I have honor and privilege of performing the invocation for this City Commissioners meeting. So will you join me with me in prayer? Gracious and loving God, thank you for gathering this City Commission meeting today. We pray to you this evening, seeking guidance and wisdom, and asking for you to reveal your path for our town, Pittsburgh, and our state, Kansas, and our nation, the United States. We thank you for your grace and goodness. We thank you for looking with favor on our community, protecting our residents and leaders, and enrich our town, Pittsburgh, Kansas, so that we may be a blessing to others. May your face continually shine upon us so that your ways may be known in our community. So many of your people have come together to support one another in these past days. Help us all to remember that kindness, mercy, and compassion. We pray for those in this room who serve you as our elected representatives. We pray for our mayor and our city commissioner and you, city commissioners. We ask your blessing for the people who have been called to lead our community. We pray for their families. We give you thanks for these elected and appointed officials and staffs and for all that they have done to serve your people in this time. Thank you, Lord, for all our civil leaders and servants, and thank you for their hard work and sacrifice. May you continually bless them, and may you generously give to each of them wise and discerning heart to skillful govern the people in our city of Pittsburgh. Each day that they serve, we ask that you give the mayor and the city commissioners wisdom and courage so that they may solve problems and distinguish between right and wrong. May they speak out when it's time to speak out and listen patiently when it's time to listen. May they always be guided by the spirit of community and spirit of justice and the spirit of love. And finally, may you renew the heart of your mayor and councilors so that they will always seek to serve the least and lost and the left out among us in order to bring stability and prosperity to Pittsburgh, Kansas. Loving God, bless the neighbors in our town, Pittsburgh, and bless this meeting so that our relationship might be built, wisdom will be proclaimed, and each tongue will speak justice and truth. In your holy and gracious name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. All right. Moving on to public input. If there's anyone who'd like to speak, come up to the podium, state your name and your address, and we'll have 3 to 5 minutes.
Good evening. My name is John Mazurek, and I am here tonight to talk about an upcoming play that we have at Memorial Auditorium starting Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's called All Is Calm, The Christmas Miracle of 1914. It takes place, as you can imagine by the date, 1914, during World War I. It is a time when the two sides are fighting fiercely. There's a lot of dead, a lot of casualties. But on Christmas Eve, the German and the Allied forces come together, stop fighting, lay down their arms, and join each other on the battlefield to bury their dead, to share some food, some drink, to play some games, before those in charge decide this is not what we want and order the men back to fighting. I did bring a few of my cast members with me tonight. I'm going to ask them to come forward. Not that we don't respect the commission, but there's more people this way, so I'm going to have them stand facing this way, and they're going to share a couple of songs from the program.
Thank you.
It is Friday night, 7:30, Saturday night, 7:30, Sunday at 2 at Pittsburgh Memorial Auditorium. We invite each of you to attend and enjoy this event and allow these men to share with you their talents. We have a total of 18 in the cast, and we have about half of them here. I'm going to turn it over to them if somebody would give a pitch.
Come on and join, don't come on and join, don't come on and join, Lord Commissioner's Army. Don't come on and join, don't come on and join, don't come on and join, Lord Commissioner's Army. Ten bob a week, plenty grub to eat, bloody great boots make blisters on your feet. Come on and join, don't come on and join, don't come on and join, Lord Commissioner's Army. Don't come on and join, don't come on and join, don't come on and join, Lord Commissioner's Army. Ten bob a week, plenty grub to eat, bloody great boots make blisters on your feet. Come on and join.
He went away to do his bit the other day, with a smile on his lips and his lieutenant's pips on his shoulders, bright and gay. As the train moved out, he said, "Remember me to all the birds." Then he wagged his paw and went away to war, shouting out these pathetic words. Goodbye, goodbye, wipe the tear, baby dear, from your eye. Though it's hard to part, I know how I know I'll be tickled to death to go. Don't cry, don't sigh, there's a silver lining in the sky. Bonsoir, old thing, cheerio, chin chin, napoo, toodaloo, goodbye.
Thank you all, and we hope that you can get your tickets online, Pittsburgh Memorial Auditorium, and come see the show. Thank you all.
That would be nice to start out every meeting. Very good job, guys. Is there anyone else that would like to speak at public input? All right, seeing none, we'll close public input and move on to the consent agenda. Is there any items to be removed on the consent agenda? I do know that Matt wanted to remove item J to discuss further, but is there any other ones that,
I'd like to remove item I, also J.
item I, okay? Stu or Don, anything? All right, we'll remove items I and J, and now I'll read the consent agenda. Wish me luck.
Yep.
All right, item A, approval of the November 23rd, 2021 City Commission meeting minutes. Item B, approval of the December 6th, 2021 Special City Commission meeting minutes. Item C, approval of ordinance number G 1334, providing for the change of certain areas from R1C, single-family residential, to CP2, Planned General Commercial, and amending and supplementing the zoning district boundary map and zoning ordinance number G 663 as amended of the City of Pittsburgh, Kansas, the request of the City of Pittsburgh for property located at 4th and Rouse, and authorize the mayor to sign the ordinance on behalf of the city. Item D, approval of the order vacating the west half of Troxel Road, Troxel subdivision, and Lot 8 of Brayley subdivision, submitted by 3P Development Group, LLC, and authorize the mayor to sign the order on behalf of the city. Item E, approval of the first amended farm lease between the City of Pittsburgh, Kansas and Mr. Kenneth Bunkerelli for the lease of all the tillable and grassland in tracts 3, 4, 5, 5A, located at the Atkinson Municipal Airport for a term of 12 months beginning January 1st of 2022 and ending December 31st, 2022, in the amount of $8,147.70, and authorize the mayor to sign the lease on behalf of the city. Item F, approval of staff recommendation to reappoint Mike Hanica for a first 3-year term and reappoint Laura Klusner and Lee Posterick to second 3-year terms as members of the Planning Commission Board of Zoning Appeals, effective January 1st of 2022 and concluding on December 31st of 2024. Item G, approval of staff recommendation to reappoint Todd McKnight to a second 3-year term as a member of the Economic Development Advisory Committee, effective January 1st of 2022 and concluding on December 31st of 2024. Item H, approval of staff recommendation to accept the termination and release of the lease between the City of Pittsburgh, Veritiv Operating Company, and Pixel Specialty Solutions, LLC, in regard to the property most recently leased to Roll Source, located at 3004 North Rotary Terrace, and authorize the mayor to sign the termination and release of lease on behalf of the city. Then we're skipping over item J. Moving on to K, approval of staff recommendations to enter into an engineering agreement for professional services with Olson Incorporated of Pittsburgh in the amount of $41,000, in which Olson, Inc. will perform contract document preparation, contract execution and administration services, and construction observation and inspections related to the project of sandblasting and repainting the North Water Tower located at 22nd and Joplin, and to provide an alternative to the sandblasting and repainting of the interior of the water tower located in the Northeast Industrial Park, and authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the agreement on behalf of the City of Pittsburgh. Item L, approval of change order number 6, reflecting a decrease of $1,556.60, making a new contract construction amount of $471,586.56, and the final payment in the amount of $55,519.12 to Heck and Wicker Incorporated of Parsons, Kansas, for the Georgia Street Channels and Culvert Project. Item M, approval of staff recommendation to award the bid for the annual fixed location generator inspection and maintenance contract for the period of January 1st, 2022 to December 31st of 2024 to CDL Electric Incorporated of Pittsburgh, Kansas, based on their low bid of $6,000 $887 annually, and authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the contract documents once prepared. Item N, approval of staff recommendation to award the bid for liquid chlorine for the use at the water treatment plant for the period of January 1st, 2022 to December 31st of 2022 to Brentech Southwest Incorporated of Nowata, Oklahoma, based on their low bid of $87.08 per 100 pounds, and authorize the mayor and the city clerk to execute the contract documents once prepared. Item O, approval of staff recommendations to award the bid for liquid polymeric phosphate for the use of the water treatment plant for the period of January 1st, 2022 to December 31st of 2022 to Caris LLC of Peru, Illinois, based on their low bid of 91 cents a pound, and authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the contract documents once prepared. Item P, approval of Parks and Rec staff recommendations to award the 2022-2023 T-shirt bid to Riddell All-American of North Ridgeville, Ohio. Item Q, approval of the request of the Pittsburgh Public Library Board of Trustees to use the remaining funds in the library building annuity in the amount of $102,870, along with funds from the Library Capital Improvement Fund to purchase and install two 25-ton condensing units from Train US Incorporated through the state of Kansas contract in the total purchase amount of $136,420. Okay, item R. Approval of the application submitted by KS4 LLC doing business as Snack Attack, 1101 East 4th Street. Pete's of Erie Incorporated doing business as Pete's number 13 at 4002 North Broadway. Pete's of Erie Incorporated doing business as Pete's 21, 1711 North Broadway. Pete's of Erie Incorporated doing business as Pete's 7, 1307 South Broadway. Aldi Incorporated doing business as Aldi number 89, 3109 North Broadway. Commodore Berry Corporation doing business as Knights of Columbus, 407 East 11th Street. EK Enterprises LLC doing business as Pitt Express, 302 West 4th Street. Horton's Pizza Plus Incorporated doing business as Horton's Pizza Plus, 1601 East 4th Street. Dillon's Stores, division of Dillon's Companies, LLC, doing business as Dillon's number 108, 2600 North Broadway. The Pit Stop, LLC, doing business as Pit Stop, 902 South Joplin. Main Street Axe Company, LLC, doing business as Main Street Axe Company, for sale in the original unopened container and not for consumption on the premises, 216 South Broadway. Main Street Axe Company, LLC, doing business as Main Street Axe Company, for consumption on the premises, 216 South Broadway. The Meat Shed, LLC, doing business as The Meat Shed, for sale in the original unopened container and not for consumption on the premises, 2401A South Rouse. The Meat Shed, LLC, doing business as The Meat Shed, for consumption on the premises, 2401A South Rouse. And Bo's One Stop Incorporated, doing business as Bo's One Stop, 1116 West 4th Street, to sell cereal malt beverages for the year 2022 and direct the city clerk to issue the licenses. Item S, approval of staff recommendation to designate the Morning Sun as the official city newspaper. Item T, approval of staff recommendation to designate BMO Harris Bank, Community National Bank, Commerce Bank, Equity Bank, Girard National Bank, Labette Bank, and Landmark Bank as official city depositories. And item U, approval of the appropriation ordinance for the period ending December 14th, 2021, subject to the release of HUD expenditures when funds are received. Roll call vote, Tammy?
I move to approve the
Oh.
consent agenda.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Second.
Moved by Don, seconded by Stu. Now we can do roll call vote.
Brooks,
Yes.
Height,
Yes.
McNeigh,
Yes.
Mancell,
Yes.
Segley.
Yes.
All right, motion passes. Okay, moving back to I, approval of staff request to pursue the purchase of one used 3/4 ton truck through an auction service in the amount of $40,000 and authorize the issuance of the necessary purchase order. Good evening, Matt.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm here to answer any question that,
I just had a question. This is a used three-quarter ton?
yeah, so right now the fleet market is not, the demand on the private sector for three-quarter ton trucks, we cannot order through, we can't get it through the fleet market right now. So it's not a primary vehicle for us, so we believe we can get a used vehicle a couple years old with 50 to 60,000 miles on it to pass down through our fleet.
Okay. Do you know what year it is?
We're eyeballing, there's a couple things on some auction services that we're watching right now that's around a 2018, 2019 model.
So 40,000 is gonna fit that?
We think it will.
Okay. Okay, fine. Thank you.
All right.
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved by Don, seconded by Stu. Does it have to be roll call or no? Just all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion passes. Moving on to J, approval of staff request to purchase 6 Ford F-150 trucks under the Sourcewell contract 120716 NAF, utilizing public utilities operating funds in the amount of $195,578.70 for 5 of the trucks for use by the Public Works and Utilities Department, and utilizing sales tax capital funds in the amount of $39,115.74 for 1 of the trucks for use by the Parks and Recreation Department, and authorize the issuance of the necessary purchase orders.
So Mayor and Commissioners, I asked for this item to be pulled. So when we initially went for bids, we always check our Sourcewell National Purchasing Contract, and we always check with the Mike Carpino Ford dealership here locally that's in the city limits. And so when we initially did that, historically, Mark Carpino has always been able to beat the national purchasing contract. In this instance, he did not, and so we visited with him about that, and he contacted Ford. Long story short, there was a glitch in the Ford system somewhere, but he brought us back pricing. And so tonight, the memo in front of you is actually, there's a revised memo, and the price per truck actually goes down to $35,768.04. Making the total purchase of all 6 vehicles $214,608.24. And so we're requesting tonight to waive the bid spec and purchase locally through Mike Carpino Ford.
Matt, do you have any idea when the delivery will be on those?
I hope in my lifetime.
I know it's pretty up in the air right now.
It's yeah.
Are these all 1500s?
Yeah, they're all half-ton trucks.
And the trucks you're replacing,
So those trucks, I've got a big scheme. Those trucks will pretty much go to superintendents. Those superintendent trucks go down into the fleet, and then we pass down. Here about 7 years ago, we bought 5 or 6 trucks. So those trucks are about 7 years old. So we just step that process down through, and ultimately, they'll go into parks and streets and those type of things for backup vehicles in that regard.
I would have moved to approve the change.
okay, moved by Stu. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Don. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Motion passes. All right, let's see here. All right, consider the following. Sale of 4311 North Free Kings Highway. Consider staff recommendation to sell property located at 4311 North Free Kings Highway to Dr. Dustin Bonzo for a purchase price of $465,000.
Mayor, Commissioners, this is the wooded part of the industrial park extension land that we purchased a few months ago. It's roughly 24 acres. It has a house on it. We had it appraised and then put it out to a sealed bid. We had 3 bidders. The high bid, which usually we take the low bid, when we're selling something, we take the high bid. The high bid was the Bonzo family. So that's what's in front of you today for your consideration. Be happy to take any questions.
I'd move to approve.
Moved by Stu,
Second.
seconded by Don. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. All right, item B, I consider the following. disposition of bids for the Aquatic Center sandblasting and painting. Consider staff recommendation to award the bid for the sandblasting and painting of the Aquatic Center to INSCO Industries of Kansas City, Missouri, based on their low bid, meeting specs of $135,455. Toby? Good evening.
Good evening, Commissioner. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The Aquatic Center is due every 3 to 5 years for blast and paint. Due to COVID, we put that off a year. We're in kind of a, we need to do this to make the improvement so we do not have any further issues with the paint chipping and going through our filtration system. And this was low bid out of 3 bids received.
What's the time frame on that?
The bid spec requires it to be completed totally by May 1st so we can put water in, have it ready for the season.
Thank you.
Is it sandblasting and painting and?
Yeah, this is sandblasting, any repairs to the subsurface that need to be made, and then 3 coats of epoxy paint.
Any other questions? All right, make a motion to approve.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion carries. Item C, under consider the following. 2022 Pittsburgh C-CLIP Project 019U238801, change order number 2 and 3. Staff is requesting the governing body approval of the change orders number 2 and 3 to the contract with Hecker Construction Incorporated for the 2022 Pittsburgh C-CLIP project on Broadway and on 4th Street, reflecting a total increase of $197,010, making a new contract construction amount of $1,481,531.37.
So, Mayor and Commissioners, once again, I put another agenda item on your desk this evening. So as we're pulling this together, so the first change order number 2 reflects where they're at to date. And if you've driven down Broadway, they've pulled off, we are done. So that number is actually $130,395 for all the work to complete. That was all in-site or on-site inspection as you stood on top of the pavement and realized some of those areas had to be increased because of the subgrade damage inside of there. So that reflects everything to date. Change order number 3 is a reflection of the western half of 4th and Broadway. So we've already got pretty much most of the eastern half replaced into concrete. At this point, the western half is still under, there's brick and rail car and whatever else underneath that. So we went ahead and replaced that into concrete. If it blew apart, it wouldn't ripple through like it did on 4th Street again. So because we're this close and winding the project down, we brought that tonight for your consideration. We do have funds within the street sales tax to facilitate this right now. So we kind of thought it was a good idea to bring forward for your recommendation. So it will end, that change order number 3 is $41,900. The net of the two change orders is $172,295, making an increased contract amount of $1,238,161.37.
Now, not having been here before and done this, could you explain to me, this is gonna go how far on east and west off Broadway?
So this will, the second, change order number 2 is a reflection of in-place quantities to complete the concrete work. That's the concrete work that's been done today as they determined in the field to some increase in that level. At Broadway itself, I think I have an aerial here someplace. That's not the one I wanted, but that'll work. So you can see how we got into Broadway. I don't have a good finger. We've actually got replaced up to this part. So this change order number 3 will take the 2 southbound lanes and replace them into concrete. Ultimately, they will have asphalt over the top of them. This is replacing the subgrade into concrete and getting rid of the brick infrastructure subgrade.
Matt, how many valves are in this area?
In 4th and Broadway, there is at least 5, because there's 4 inside of that, and then there's a hydrant on the northeast corner.
With all this work being done, I'm sure they took into account what's below there. And that-
Yeah, that water line's 5 to 6 feet deep
Good,
inside of that area.
good. I have no further questions unless anyone else has any other discussion. I have a motion to approve.
So move.
Moved by Dawn,
Second.
seconded by Stu. All those in favor? Aye.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners.
Thank you, Matt.
Chuck, did you hear that?
I think we lost you.
Okay. All right. Item D, final plat. 3P Development Group LLC, Sunflower Estates. Consider the recommendation of the Planning Commission Board of Zoning Appeals to approve the final plat submitted by 3P Development Group LLC for Sunflower Estates located near East 14th Street and North Home Street. Quentin, good evening.
All right, good evening. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you.
This is the final plat. Last meeting, you saw the preliminary plat for Sunflower Estates. Nothing at this point has changed.
Since we have new people, you want to orient?
Sure. So this subdivision is located at roughly 14th and Home, just south of Meadowlark Elementary School.
This was brought up once before, and just for clarification, a school bus can come down Ashton Way, go around there, make a turn, and come back out?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that circle is big enough for a school bus to swing around?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
And a fire truck.
and a fire truck?
Yes. All right. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Stu,
Second.
seconded by Don. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right. Item E, variance for 3P Development Group LLC, Sunflower Estates. Consider the recommendation of the Planning Commission Board of Zoning Appeals to approve a variance request submitted by 3P Development Group LLC to allow for an adjusted setback requirement on lots 1 and 2, 11 and 12 in Sunflower Estates along North Home Street and the proposed Ashton Way. Quentin?
All right. So the variance request here is to extend the building area for the homes that are to be built in Sunflower Estates. It's reason for that is because two sides of each lot face, they have a corner, which is a 30-foot setback on each street-facing side of the parcel. So they're asking for a variance on all four of those of 10 feet on one side. It does not impede any site triangle issues. There are no issues from the city side, and it passed unanimously.
It's just on these four houses.
Yeah, just these four. And really, if we want to be technical, the two closest to Home Street, there's a much larger easement than anywhere else. So it technically would still be 30 feet comparatively to other neighborhoods.
So if they needed those additional ones at a different time, we'll just come back and do this again? Are you talking about the two on the
Yeah,
circle?
no, just these four here.
Okay.
There is no further request
Okay.
beyond that.
All right. All right, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Ron,
Second.
seconded by Stu. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All the, motion carries. All right. Item F, Colby 2021 LLC Real Estate Contract Extension. Consider staff recommendation to approve an amendment to the real estate contract with Colby 2021 LLC, in which the timeframe for Colby 2021 LLC to purchase a property is extended to expire on February 11th, 2022, and allow for a necessary inspection period.
Yeah, so we've seen this property before. What's going on is the environmental study that Colby Capital is doing is not yet complete. Their original timeline for the contract, it should have been, so they are requesting an extension for further environmental investigation.
Is there any disadvantage to the extension on our part?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved by Stu, seconded by Don. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Chuck?
I'm I'm still here.
Motion carries. There's a delay. Just so everyone knows, there's a 2 to 3 second delay.
Okay.
All right, moving on to item G, Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher Administrative Plan. Consider staff recommendation to adopt a Pittsburgh Public Housing Authority's 2022 Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher Administrative Plan.
Yeah, so every year, it's required by HUD to update our admin plan based on federal guidelines and changes.
Are there many changes? Are there?
No, some of it is ability to screen remote and those kinds of things.
That's
So,
good.
yeah.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Second?
Moved by me, seconded by Ron. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries. All right, item H, Emergency Housing Voucher Administrative Plan. Consider staff recommendation to adopt the Pittsburgh Public Housing Authority's 2022 Emergency Housing Voucher Administrative Plan.
Okay, so this is a new program that we were chosen for under the American Rescue Plan. So across the nation, they chose different PHAs to be able to get this. And out of Kansas, there were only 7 chosen, and we were one of them that were chosen to receive the emergency housing voucher. And emergency housing voucher is for those that are homeless, facing homelessness, or fleeing domestic.
So is it a one-time thing? Or how much money was there to start with?
Well, we were given 15 vouchers.
Oh, that's nice.
So, and I think I have in here, we currently have 3 families leased up using those vouchers, and 5 that are outstanding, waiting for proper documentation.
So these are for individuals or families, but the vouchers are, correct?
Yes, yeah. It's the same type of vouchers are Section 8, except these are specifically for those who are homeless, facing homelessness, or fleeing domestic.
So it's a voucher for permanent,
Yeah.
permanent home?
Yeah,
Okay.
and the idea is they roll into our Section 8 housing
I see.
voucher program.
Okay.
Gives them a hand up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Move to approve if there's no other questions.
Second.
Moved by Don, seconded by Stu. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. All right, item I, Foster Youth to Independence Initiative Administrative Plan. Consider staff recommendation to adopt the Pittsburgh Public Housing Authority's 2022 Foster Youth to Independence Administrative Plan.
Yeah, so this was a program that we kind of discovered and internally discussed if we wanted to try to get this in Pittsburgh and offer this to our youth who are aging out of foster care. And it's a collaboration, a partnership with DCF and our local COC to be able to even offer this program. And so what this is basically when a child is aging out of foster care, these are vouchers specifically for them to be able to obtain housing, just basically help them out.
And COC stands for?
Continuum of care.
Are there very many people in this?
We currently are working with 2 individuals.
That's good.
Yeah, we have 25 per fiscal year to be able
That's
to
good.
award.
Well, I'm glad you did that. I'm
Good.
glad you applied.
Yeah, it's a partnership, and
Does this roll, if this money rolls away, does the city then have to pick up the tab afterward?
say that again.
If this money for the vouchers, let's say next year it doesn't come, what happens at that point?
To the individual that's housed, they will roll into our Section 8 housing program. This program is specific to our youth to where they can bypass the wait list. And it's kind of a separate thing. If they were to get on a wait list, let's say at this point our wait list is 3 months, this allows them to apply immediately.
And you're
if they're
talking once they
aging out of
get to be
foster
like
care.
18? Is that once they're rolling out of it?
Yeah.
So once they become an adult?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any more questions? Move to approve?
So moved.
Ron, Moved by Ron, seconded
Second?
by Dawn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. All right,
Thank you.
item J, body worn camera purchase. Consider police department staff recommendation to purchase 32 V300 body worn cameras and related software and equipment from WatchGuard for a total purchase price of $85,590. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. During the October 26th Commission meeting, Major Henderson and I gave a presentation about the Police Department's proposed body-worn camera project. At that time, we advised the Commission that we would be back when the contract details were finalized. So here we are. That time has come. Major Henderson's memo provides a number of details, but at this time, I'm just going to give more of an overview, and at the conclusion, we'll answer any questions that you may have. So overall, the body-worn camera project, this will aid us in our investigations, will aid in the prosecution of our criminal cases that we do take, and overall, it's going to bolster our agency's transparency. So overall, this project entails 32 body-worn or chest-mounted cameras, and all of the ancillary related equipment. It also includes a 5-year software licensing and support, a 5-year no-fault warranty, along with software installation and training on the use of the cameras. This particular vendor, WatchGuard, that we're proposing to go with, there's a couple of reasons why we would like to go with WatchGuard. The first of which is they are on the Kansas State purchasing contract list. This is a company that we have used in the past a number of years ago for an in-car camera system, which we no longer have those cameras, but we'd like to move forward probably in a year or two from now. And also of significance is their data storage system does not require their separate system. We can utilize our in-house servers and things of that nature. Unlike theirs, there's more of a proprietary cloud-based system that we would have to use if we went with some other vendors. So if approved by the Commission, we would like to enter into an agreement with WatchGuard for the total contractual cost of $85,590. And this would be funded through the public safety sales tax monies. Like I said, that's just a quick overview of the project, and Ben and I can answer any questions that you may have for us.
These are about $2,700 a piece. Does that include a warranty on them and repair for 5 years if something happens?
It's a 5-year no-fault warranty. Basically, if an officer gets in a tussle and gets ran over, the vendor said we just need to get the serial plate to them, they'll get us a new one.
And if it goes down while on the officer?
It goes down, yeah, the same thing will apply. It's a no-fault warranty, so,
Okay.
and we envision, some of these will be evolved 8 hours a day, 8 to 10 hours a day, 365 days a year, so we expect living issues to
I would think that's a pretty good deal overall.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Chief or Ben, do you have any provision in there for, are any of those extra for in the event that you have one go down, or what's the process look like if that happens?
So notify WatchGuard and then we'll turn around and obviously get one, but shipping times and everything, that's as they're available.
Commissioner, you're speaking about in-house, having extras on hand?
Yeah,
In case we do have a breakdown?
Correct.
These are not assigned individually
Okay.
to officers. It'll be a bank. There'll be 24 assigned to the patrol division, 8 will be assigned to the investigations division. So yes, there'll be extras on hand that'll be shuffled through the different divisions within the agency.
So they are, just to clarify, they're not officer-specific assigned to, they're just...
No, they're not.
So help me figure out on this particular vendor, how how's the video uploaded at the end of the shift or whatever? Is that, do they?
Officer comes in, there's like a bank of 8, they just plug in and charge, and they're able to go to the computer and just, log in their information and it uploads underneath that officer's identifiers.
Great. Body-worn cameras are definitely a must in this day and age, and
Absolutely.
commend you for moving forward with this and getting these incredible devices to your officers.
So I know we partner a lot or communicate with our law enforcement friends, PSU and the county. Is this the same vendor that they're using for
It
body
is not,
worn?
they're using Axon. Axon requires their cloud-based off-site storage for video. And also one of our officers who's on our committee for policies looked at this company through a cost comparison, and I believe they were 41% higher for 5 years. So, and we maintain local control of our video solution through our own server on site.
And I know we talked about this last time, but it might be helpful to remind people that we do have redundancy off-site in terms of.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So it stores it for,
We have server storage here, but our server system is backed up off-site in another location.
Anything further, Jay, on that?
Was your question about how long they store the videos?
no, once he's talking, once they come in and they upload it or whatever, it's in your possession for as long, unless, does it ever boot out stuff that's not relevant?
Only when they want it
Yeah.
to be.
So they have to manually do it?
Yes.
Okay.
So there'd be a tracking and logging and monitoring and all
Oh,
that.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It's evidence.
It's evidence. It's very well
Sure.
documented who's touching it and why.
Will those retentions be crime specific? I mean, the more serious.
Our in-house policy manual is just minimum of 90 days. Procedurally, we can go longer, but a minimum of 90 days. If this video is collected, has no absolute bearing on anything, it can be purged from the system. If it's identified as evidence, it can live in our system forever,
Right.
as long as we need it to.
I think one thing that's important to remember is that we passed the public safety sales tax that allowed us to create a storage capacity in anticipation of doing body cams. So we're able to save a considerable amount of money now because we don't have to use cloud storage. We can store it on site, and that's thanks to the public safety sales tax that was passed that allowed us to create the system that could do that, and we can all manage it internally. It's way more effective for us, and it's a preferred choice of the department.
Any other questions?
Yeah, sure, I have one.
Okay, Chuck has. Go ahead.
Brent, maybe you said, and I missed it, but if we approve this tonight, how quick will we be able to put these cameras in service for the Pittsburgh Police Department?
We're somewhat at the mercy of the market, just like vehicles, but I think we're anticipating 2 to 3 months, Major.
Approximately 2 months turnaround time. So, yeah, 8 to 10 weeks before we actually get them in-house and then get the officers trained and get them fielded, so.
What does training look like?
Training's gonna look.
Thanks for that information. I just want to make a comment. This is very much needed for our police officers. And I want to thank you guys for the hard work you did studying and picking what camera we should go with. But thanks again.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Training's going to look like 2 components. First component's going to be the actual physical use, how to take it off, switch the batteries out, plug it in, how to upload the information. And the other one's going to be kind of more of our internal policy-based training about when to use it, when to turn it on, when to make sure that we adhere to our internal policies and procedures.
And are those in place, or those are what you're developing right now?
Policies have been in place. Yes.
Okay. So if there are multiple officers responding, do the cameras turn on automatically, or how does?
No, the officers have to individually turn them on.
Okay.
In the future, as Chief Nard just mentioned, we would also like to look at an in-car solution, which, from what I understand from the vendors, I haven't researched this entirely, but there is some talk about where an officer has something on that a car camera can also come on instantaneously at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So there's some overlap there with the in-car system through this company.
And you think 2 to 3 years for in-car? What, is that just based on?
We would like to see how this goes
Okay.
internally and see how just operationally, procedure things work for us. I would love to shoot for this for next year, but I don't want to get too high in the sky, so to speak. So,
Get wild and crazy.
yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay,
Move to approve.
Moved by Stu, seconded by Don. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Good job. Thank you,
Thank
gentlemen.
you.
Yes, very much needed. Thank you.
Guys.
All right, item K, resolution number 1250. Consider approval of resolution number 1250, approving the execution and delivery of an agreement to release and assign the city's opioid claims to the Kansas Attorney General and certifying costs attributable to substance abuse and addiction mitigation in excess of $500.
Mayor, City Commissioners, so there have been several lawsuits against large companies for opioid issues over the last couple of years. Basically, in Kansas, the Attorney General has led the effort for Kansas cities and Kansas counties to recoup their costs by the means in front of you today. A resolution would basically assign all of our claims to the Attorney General's office so we don't have to go through litigation ourselves. We passed a resolution certifying that we have incurred costs up to $500, which is very easy to prove with the amount of crime that we see on a day-to-day basis is probably related. And then on the other side of that, we would have to commit to actually using any funds that we receive in the community for, drug awareness and drug treatment. So this is a very common resolution. The league drafted it. With your blessing and approval tonight, we will take it in an Appendix A and submit that back to the Attorney General's office tomorrow.
So, as I understand it, is the Attorney General's office will sue the company, or whoever's they're suing for this. Any monies recovered will then be distributed
Back to the cities and
back to
counties.
the cities.
The Attorney General is already part of the class action lawsuit against the distributors and producers. The Kansas legislature passed an act this last year that kind of governs the distribution of those funds that the Attorney General receives. And in order for the city of Pittsburgh to share in that, 25% of those funds that come to the Attorney General are going to be available to cities for mitigation or reimbursement. And so for the city of Pittsburgh to be able to participate in that, we have to execute this resolution.
So moved.
Moved by Stu, seconded by Ron.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Item L, the City Commission meeting schedule. Discussion is needed to determine the preference of the City Commission members as to the December Commission meeting schedule.
So obviously today's the 14th, 2 weeks from today is the 28th, which is between Christmas and New Year's. I don't think it's a complete accident that the agenda was, 4 feet thick. We were trying to make sure that the city business was resolved to the extent that it needed to be to get through the end of the year. So it's always up to the commission on if they want to meet on the 28th. The next meeting would be January 11th. But
I move that we not meet on the 28th.
I would second that.
Wow, the new people already getting out of meetings.
I'm going skiing.
All right, moved by Ron, seconded by Stu. All those in favor? Say aye. Motion carries.
thank you.
All right, moving on to non-agenda reports and requests. Does anyone have anything? Darren?
I think we've said enough tonight.
All right. Well, I do. I have one thing. I'd like to acknowledge the city employees that are retiring at the end of this year. It's with great pride and honor that we thank you for your dedication and service. And in public utilities with 37 years, Joy Van Gordon. She started in 1984. That's a long time. Pittsburgh Police Department, John James, patrol officer, 34 years. Pittsburgh Fire Department, Matt Lemon, battalion chief, 27 years. He started in 1994. Brian Main, battalion chief, 25 years. He started in 1996. Brent Murray, lieutenant, 22 years. He started in 1999. And then the Memorial Auditorium, Joe Stuckwish, custodian. He's been here for 13 years, starting in 2008. Let's give a big round of applause to people for being Congratulations on your retirement. And Ron?
Madam Mayor, I recommend that we have prepared a certificate of appreciation from the city to these individuals and present it to them at a future date?
Yeah, we've actually internally given them full-blown send-offs, but if you guys want to do something from the city commission, I'm sure we can draft something up for sure.
Just a certificate.
Yeah, that's,
All right.
absolutely.
Is there anything else?
Cheryl?
Yes?
Cheryl?
Yes, Chuck?
Yeah, I'd like to follow up on them congratulations of the retired city employees. I work with a lot of them, know a lot of them for a number of years, hardworking individuals, and just want to say congratulations. Also want to follow that up by saying congratulations to Commissioner McNay for your reelection, and congratulate Ron Segley for being elected to the commission. Congratulate Stu Hite for being elected to the commission. I look forward to working with you guys real soon.
Thank you.
Get well, get better, Chuck.
Yes. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Seeing, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by Don,
Second.
seconded by Ron. We are adjourned for our first meeting. Congratulations to everyone, and have a great evening. Thank you.
Congratulations.